I always believed that my family was normal, boring even. We lived in a modest house in a quiet neighborhood in Cedar Falls, Iowa. My name is Emily Parker, and I was 23 when my world flipped upside down. I had just graduated from college, majoring in English literature, and moved back home temporarily while looking for a job. My parents, Robert and Linda Parker, were supportive but private people. My younger brother, Jason, had just started his first year at college, so for the first time in years, it was just me and my parents under one roof. One chilly Saturday morning in October, I was cleaning out the attic to make space for some of my old college stuff. It was dusty, full of cobwebs and forgotten furniture. I'd never been interested in it before, just a dusty place to store Christmas decorations and old toys, but that day I found something that didn't belong. While moving an old wooden chest to the side, I noticed a floorboard that looked slightly out of place. It was loose. Curious, I pried it open and found a small, rusted metal box hidden beneath it. My heart skipped. It felt like something out of a mystery novel. The box wasn't locked, just old. Inside were a few folded papers, some faded photographs, and a hospital bracelet. The photos showed a young woman I didn't recognize, holding a baby. The woman had soft auburn hair and a tired but proud smile. The baby was clearly a newborn. I turned over one of the photos. In delicate handwriting, it said, "Melissa, July 2001. My birthday was in July 2001. I stared at the picture for a long time. That wasn't my mom in the photo. It didn't make sense. My mind raced through possibilities. Was Melissa a nurse? A relative? I reached for the hospital bracelet. The name on it read, Baby Girl Matthews. Matthews wasn't our family name. I went downstairs, trying to act normal, but I couldn't stop thinking about that box. That evening, as we sat down for dinner, I kept watching my parents, wondering if they noticed anything off. They didn't. I didn't mention what I found. Not yet. Later that night, I opened my laptop and began searching for anything I could about the name Melissa Matthews in Cedar Falls around 2001. It took a while, but eventually, I stumbled across an old local newspaper article about a young woman named Melissa Matthews who had died in a car accident in July 2001, 3 days after giving birth. My hands trembled. That's when something clicked. I looked nothing like my parents. I had always been told I took after a distant aunt on my mom's side. I had auburn hair, while my parents both had dark brown. I had freckles and pale skin, and no one else in my family did. All the little doubts that I had dismissed over the years came flooding back. I couldn't sleep that night. The next morning, I confronted my mom. I brought down the box and sat across from her at the kitchen table. "Mom," I said softly, "can you tell me who Melissa Matthews was?" Her face went pale. She looked at the box, then back at me, and in that moment I knew. She sat down and reached for my hand. "I always knew this day would come," she whispered. What she told me next changed everything I thought I knew. Melissa Matthews was her younger sister, my biological mother. She had gotten pregnant at 19. My birth father was never in the picture, and Melissa had decided to keep the baby. But right after I was born, she was in a tragic car accident that took her life. My mom, Linda, who had been trying to have children for years with no success at that time, stepped in. She and my dad legally adopted me. They never told me, wanting to raise me as their own without confusion or sadness. "I didn't want you to feel abandoned," she said through tears. "We loved you like you were ours. You are ours." I was speechless. My heart felt like it had been torn in two. Part of me was grateful beyond words for the life they gave me. But another part of me felt a strange emptiness. Who was Melissa? What would she have been like as a mother? Over the next few weeks, I was in an emotional fog. I started having long talks with my mom about Melissa. She told me stories from their childhood, how Melissa used to make everyone laugh, how she had a beautiful singing voice, how she once stood up to a teacher for picking on a shy student. Piece by piece, I began forming a picture of the woman who gave birth to me. Eventually, I asked if I could meet anyone from Melissa's past. My mom hesitated at first, but agreed. She arranged for me to meet Melissa's best friend, a woman named Carrie, who now lived just 2 towns over. When we met, Carrie hugged me tightly, tears brimming in her eyes. "You look just like her," she said. We spent hours talking. She showed me more pictures, some letters Melissa had written during her pregnancy, and even a short video of her singing at a talent show in high school. It was surreal to see someone who looked like me, moved like me, smiled like me. I realized that while I would never know Melissa personally, I could still carry her with me, in my mannerisms, my passions, my voice. I didn't need to choose between loving the parents who raised me and acknowledging the mother who gave birth to me. I could hold both truths in my heart. As the months passed, I found peace. I started writing again, inspired by my story. I even turned it into a short memoir that I shared on a small blog, and the response was overwhelming. People from all over wrote to me, saying my story helped them understand their own family secrets or adoptive roots. One day, my dad came into my room with a small box. "I think this belongs to you," he said. Inside was a delicate gold necklace with a small M pendant. "Melissa gave this to your mom at the hospital and asked that it be given to you when the time was right." I wore it every day after that. Looking back, I understand why my parents kept the truth from me. It wasn't out of malice, but out of love and protection. They gave me a life full of warmth, laughter, and safety. And now, with the truth finally out, I feel whole in a way I never expected. Sometimes, the biggest revelations come from the quietest corners of our lives, a dusty attic, an old box, a forgotten name. And sometimes, those secrets don't destroy you. They set you free.